It's the place to be. SSR's got the sickest league. Forget about your boring week. Come on, boys, let's hit the streets. The V8 Supercars, man, they look so neat. Gotta end the week with a racing treat. We got all kinds of cars, Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. The lineup's golden. Make it through the corner, give the car a good scolding. Slide it out sideways, hit the wall a rolling. Drive it in hot and fast, all the cars I'm trolling. Go round the outside, hope I don't get rolled in. Cross the finish line and I'll see the gold ring. It's SSR and we're taking over. Ain't a better way to end your week. The best racing you can get online. You can bet we're gonna bring the heat. It's SSR and we're taking over. Ain't a better way to end your week. The best racing you can get online. You can bet we're gonna bring the heat. The races are so great, no hacks, it's all legit. The admins are good blokes and the mods are all equipped. The servers are great, they run smooth as it gets. Our commentators will keep you entertained. But we're all serious when we race in the game. We'll be at the top, that's how we raise the bar. So if you're keen to join, sign up, what you waiting for? SSR's the best league, you won't get bored. So don't miss out on this great opportunity. Join up today and be part of the community. And if you sign up, I bet you'll be saying it's the best thing you've done. You won't be playing. It's SSR and we're taking over. Ain't a better way to end your week. The best racing you can get online. You can bet we're gonna bring the heat. It's SSR and we're taking over. Ain't a better way to end your week. The best racing you can get online. You can bet we're gonna bring the heat. It's SSR and we're taking over. Ain't a better way to end your week. The best racing you can get online. You can bet we're gonna bring the
Hello and welcome, race fans. How good was that? The very first song, Taking Over by SSR. We are here, of course, for the grand finale, round 8 of the Southern Star Racing V8 Supercars Championship at everyone's favourite location, Mount Panorama, the 6.2 kilometre circuit with 23 corners. Everyone knows it so well. So let's see how they lined up after qualifying. In first place, we had Sparks with a blistering 156.744. Now that is fast. Followed by Go Home You're Drunk, just over the top of Mighty Bob, of course, our current championship leader going into this event at round 8, the grand finale. Juzzy in 4th place, Big Easy in 5th, Gixxer in 6th place, Scuba in 7th, and Big Pooh in 8th place. This is very, very fast qualifying time. As you can see, the top 8 all under the 2 minutes. Also, Zappo in 9th. Then we've got Sam in 10th. Terminator in 11th. Legendary Berry in 12th. Flacker with a good run in qualifying up into 13th place. Over the top of JK Stewie in 14th. Osto in 15th place. And then we've got Wes Snipes in 16th. This is going to be one of the most fantastic rounds that we've seen so far, and what an appropriate place to do it, of course, Mount Panorama. This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. We've got elevation changes over 170 metres of difference from the pit to Skyline. It's going to be a real test of car balance and driver stamina. 90 minutes, I believe this race is going to end up being. So we've got some really good things to come as we get ready to go green, white racing. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The guys are all lined up at the start of the grid. And we're underway. Okay. The very first lap of 38 Mount Panorama. This is going to be really exciting. I'm going to be doing the absolute best I can to call all this action for you as all the cars go flying into turn one. We know you can't win it on the first corner, but these guys are already out. Flying. Look at the train going up the first hill there. We've got Sparks in the lead, followed by SSR Vroom and the Mighty Bob in third, Juzzy in fourth. These guys are already starting a train of cars coming up into the first corner. Big Easy in fifth place. Obviously how they've sort of come out of qualifying, they've all sort of come through. The guys getting through the corners very well together. Absolutely flying as we see a car in the background and just scrape the wall. This is going to be excitement, I think, from start to finish. As we go down through the grid, HK, 10th place. Look at those cars flying over the top of the mountain now. Legendary Berry, 11th, followed very closely by Big Pooh. Oh, it looks like a little bit of an off moment, but Snipes has managed to almost jump JK Stewie there as he's gone a little bit wide and almost tapped the wall. So we go back to our race leader, Sparks, out in front. He had a blistering qualifying time. That is very, very fast. Of course, that brand new special livery for the final race looking absolutely fantastic. That purple just glows in the sun. But SRT-Vroom, wow! Bit of a bump draft down the main straight. These guys are trying to get a gap on Mighty Bob. They want to make sure that he can't get anywhere near the points for this race. He looks to have it all locked up. But if the guys can go absolutely flat out, there might be a change in the order. We'll have to wait and see. Juzzy in fourth place. This is only the first lap, ladies and gentlemen. It's already full of excitement. This is fantastic racing. Those Camaros out front are absolutely flying. Of course, we saw the whole top 8 under the 2-minute mark here at Mount Panorama. This is going to be some fantastic racing. Of course, in real land, Supercars lap record is currently held by Chaz Mostert, which was set as a 2-minute 4 in qualifying in 2019. Fastest laps are usually mid-206s, depending on fuel and tyres, but the guys here in the Sim Racing Championship for Southern Star Racing have absolutely thrown that out the window. Look at that. The very first lap, not even the flyer, we've already got a 202 by Spark. Whoa, as we see a bit of a moment there for HK as he goes a little bit wide. Just jumped through a couple of camera angles there, my apologies. We've got Mighty Bob in second. He's just managed to get past Juzzy with that mayhem in the last couple of corners there. We start approaching up towards the top of Skyline here. Juzzy trying to gun him back down. Running it a little bit wide. You don't want those tyres in the grass. That's going to unsettle the car coming down through the dipper there. Whoa, as we see another little battle pack here. Very close corner slot. And SRT-Vroom battling to try and catch up. Wow, it's all action, and we're only on lap 2. So, Gary in 7th place, followed very closely there by Big Easy. Does have a little bit of a penalty there, so he's cut some of the corner somewhere. He's got himself a half-second penalty. That's going to be very costly down this back straight. He's going to want to stay in that slipstream as long as he can to minimise how much time he's going to lose to Zappo behind him, because he's not very far. As they come down Conrod straight, absolutely flat out. These cars are doing well over 300k. Wow. JK Stewie, followed by his teammate Big Pooh. The Demons making their way around. Look at that. We've actually got Flacker not too far behind as well, hanging on to the back of the Demons. Sort of broken off into a separate little battle in the back. It's Osto not too far behind Flacker as well. Big Pooh really working with his teammate there. They'll be making advantage of the slip and draft, trying to save fuel and tyres as they get around this Enduro race at Bathurst. This is going to be a fantastic time. We've got Flacker making his way up. He had a very good qualifying. The best he's had so far this season, I believe. Osto not having the best time at Bathurst at the moment. Could not get that car dialed in today. Snipes in 15th, not too far from the action. So we've still got a lot of really close racing, but our race leader, Spark, he's already starting to open a gap. Did someone tell him that this is the race and not qualifying? Look at him go. Absolutely flying. Wow, running purple as well, of course, as we'd see in lap 3 already. We're challenging the fastest lap at the moment of a 1:58. Mighty Bob into the wall. That's going to cost him. Juzzy had nowhere to go. Tapped him in the back. That's not good for him. He's not going to be able to get round him now. Bit of assistance for Mighty Bob. Helping him stay out of trouble. Costly mistake. Juzzy down the back straight in that slipstream. Pushing that Bendix car as fast as he can down the straight. Absolutely flying in the slipstream here. The battle's still on. As we go down through the order, we've got Scuba in 4th place. Just barely holding off SRT-Vroom down the straight in that slipstream. He's not got enough time to make a move there. He's broke early just to make sure that he didn't get caught up in early incidences. I would assume would be the best way to say that. You don't want to end your race too early. It's only lap 3. We've got a long way to go. This is the Enduro for the grand finale as we see SRT-Vroom taking that corner fantastically. Really hanging on to that slipstream of Scuba. So we drop down to corner slot in 6th place. The first of our Dodge Demons. Hanging on to the back of those Camaros. They're absolutely flying around Mount Panorama. Of course, we've got to go a bit of a shout out to the king of the mountain himself, Peter Brock. He had 9 Bathurst wins over his career. It was absolutely fantastic. And Craig Lowndes' emotional 2006 win after Brocky passed. Well, I don't know if we can top those kind of iconic moments here, but we're going to be on for some really good racing as we continue down through the grid. Gary in 9th place, right on the back of Zappo, hanging on. We've got Legendary Berry in 10th, the Fujitsu car not too far behind. We've got JK Stewie and Big Pooh, the teammates. Looks like they're working together. They might have a special fuel strategy or something going on there. Those two cars just absolutely playing the follow the leader game right now. Hopefully Big Pooh's conserving a bit of fuel, being in that slipstream. Might be doing a bit of short shifting, seeing behind his teammate JK Stewie, although it looks like he went to make a move. Thought of it just before here. Oh, here we go. He makes it past his teammate. All right, so he wants some clean air. He wants to have a crack and say, hey, mate, you follow me. All right, as we go down the grid, Flacker in 13th. Oh, no, he's had a moment. He's sideways. His Snipe's going to be able to get round him. No, Flacker's built the car straight again, and he's off. All right, he might have a bit of damage, so Snipes is the opportunity. Osto's had a moment himself. He's dropped all the way back into 15th, and he's got a bit of catching up to do to catch these guys ahead. Of course, we've seen the Mustangs usually at the back of the pack. As we jump back to our race leader, the car that hasn't been to the back of the pack, that is the Camaro. It is absolutely flying. Look at that new fastest lap that Sparks just set himself, 1:57.888. Now that is still pretty quick, not quite his fastest time. We did see the 1:56 in qualifying. So he's going purple again. Nothing's slowing him down right now as we got Juzzy behind. Mighty Bob's fallen off. Something's happened in the background. We've missed it. But we've got Sparks in first, followed by Juzzy. Lap 5 of 38. Plenty of racing to come. There's the Mighty Bob in third, our current championship leader. As we go down the grid, we've got SRT-Vroom in fourth, making his way around the third corner. And hear that car, he's pushing it hard too. He needs to catch up to Mighty Bob and get himself back up into the points. SRT-Vroom and Spark both very close behind Mighty Bob in the championship. Corner slot there in fifth. He's made a position as well. He's up from sixth. Absolutely screaming over the top, down through the dipper. We've got Scuba in sixth, followed very closely by Big Easy in seventh. These two are on for a little bit of a battle here. Is he going to be able to make the position? Coming down the mountain. He's going to need a good run. As we continue down through the field, we've got Zappo followed closely by Gary. These guys are all still very close together. Slight gaps starting to form between some cars, but we've still got a couple of battles happening all throughout the grid. We'll try and bring you all the action as best we can as we see Legendary Barry cop the inside of the wall there. That's not going to give him a good run. He cops the outside as well, and Big Pooh, big opportunity and a big whoa. That's a brown skid moment because he's hit the wall, spun it out sideways. The teammate JK Stewie absolutely goes flying past him. Big Pooh back on track now to make up for that mistake. Flacker coming down the back straight, seeing if he can make up some time on Big Pooh's error. That shell-powered livery looks absolutely fantastic flying down main straight. We've got Osto in the Ned car. He's managed to get back in front of Snipes. Snipes in 15th coming down. We jump back to our race leader, Sparks, around the second corner of the track as he's starting to make his way up the mountain for lap 6 of 38. Juzzy hanging on to that battle. He's not too far behind. Not quite close enough to be in slipstream distance, but he's not letting the race leader at the moment out of his sight. He's doing everything he can to hang on. He does not want to be left behind, and he needs to keep making that gap from Mighty Bob. As we mentioned, these two guys out in front at the moment are still in contention for the championship. So as we make our way down through the field, there's our championship leader at the moment. As it sits, he is in first place, sitting on 170 points. Strong favourite, but the pressure is on. Anything could happen here at Bathurst. We've seen it before. Of course, Sparks on 141 points and Corner Slut's on 118. So mathematically still alive, but that would have to be a big error from Bob to see those guys get up into the points above him. As we continue down through the grid, there he is, Mr. Corner Slut in the Dodge Demon, having a fantastic run this season in that car. Obviously, the only other car that's sort of been in contention besides a Camaro, so it's really good to see him pushing that car here at Bathurst. Big Easy in 6th place, followed by Scuba. Not too far behind, he's hanging on. Probably getting a bit of a toe down that straight. He's going to need to make sure he's on the brakes a bit early, otherwise he could send it off wide. Pulls it up nicely. We make our way to the end of lap 6. We'll go down through the field. Zappo in 8th place. So he makes his way underneath the armour all arch, coming around the final corner of lap 6. .201, still a very respectable time. Some of those guys out in front absolutely flying. Must have started on the softs to be going that quick, that's for sure. Gary in 9th place, trying to make up some ground on Zappo if he can. Legendary Barry now making his way to progress up the mountain on lap 7. JK Stewie got past his teammate when he had a bit of a moment coming down on the previous lap, but it looks like Big Pooh's making up a fair bit of ground. We've got Osto now, who's managed to jump Flacker in the last couple of laps. He's starting to put together a few laps, which is good. We got Snipes there rounding out our grid. Back to our race leader, and he's already on his way down the mountain, back to the main straight. Here we go, down Conrod. Get that Camaro absolutely flying down the straight. Absolutely sparkles and dances in the sun. Looks fantastic here for the final round of the V8 Supercars Championship Season 1 at SSR. Making our way down through the grid. SRT-Vroom in 4th. We jump back to our race leader, making his way around. We're going to jump on board with him and see what a lap looks like, because he is absolutely flying. What a lap to go on board with our current race leader talking about flying, and he's running a purple. We're on board right now with Sparks. We're just coming towards the end of lap 8. We're about to go underneath the Umbral Arch. He starts to navigate the final corner on board. We're going to see a new fastest lap here, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely flying. And across the line with a 157.329. Our race leader is not leaving anything up to chance. That car is purple, and he's also got the fastest lap. Absolutely stunning. Juzzy trying his best to hang on. You can see that his previous lap was a 158. Very similar to Mighty Bob in third. SRT-Vroom managed to hit himself up with the new fastest lap also. So we've got a bit of a challenge coming from fourth place versus first of who can get around here faster. Cornerslut making his way up the straight. We're going to see him go straight into Hell's Corner as fast as possible here as we jump down through the grid. We've got Scuba in 6th place, making his way up to Hell's Corner. Nice tidy line through there, keeping the car nice and straight as we continue down. We've got Zappo, under 5 from Gary. Not quite close enough to put the sweat on his brow yet, but he's not far away. As they make their way up towards the cutting. Absolutely flying at the moment. We'll continue down through the grid. Big Easy having a good run, using all the road. Great line through there. Legendary Berry not too far behind. Looks like he got a little bit sideways there. I was about to say, looks like he got a bit of that corner wrong, putting it out into the marbles, and you can see the car just slide, using all the available room there, trying to make up for his mistake. Oh, he's gone a bit too far. We see a yellow flag in front. Something's happened up ahead of us. Legendary Berry's got to make real good use of Zappo's error there, managing to get past him, even after just clipping the wall himself. So Zappo pushing the car just a little bit too hard, got himself sideways off into the sand. As we can see now, Big Pooh looking to make the move. He's got past his teammate JK Stewie in the last couple of laps, and now he's right on the back of Zappo. So this is racing, ladies and gentlemen. We're on lap 9 of 38. We got a very long way to go. There's going to be a lot more action to come, but wow, isn't this thrilling already? So they make their way down Conrod. There's JK Stewie, his teammate. Lost a fair bit of time from Big Pooh. I wonder what's happened to him. Looks like it has happened this lap. He's down red as we go down through the grid. Osto coming down on a Conrod straight, followed by Snipes. Flacker's had something happen. He's now back into 15th place. Had a very good start, good qualifying. First couple of laps looked like he was absolutely on fire. As we go back to our race leader, Sparks, well out in front at the moment. Huge gap, flying in that car across the top of Mount Panorama here, as we can see those spectacular views. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's running purple once again. He's not going to let SRT-Vroom have the fastest lap. If he's got anything to say about it, he's going to put the challenge to him now. How much faster can you go before you make an error? Well, that purple car is running purple, and let's see if he can keep it that way as he makes his way down Conrod, the end of lap 10. Juzzy trying his best to chase him down, just doesn't quite have the lap times at the moment to catch it. Our race leader at this current point. We've got Mighty Bob in 3rd place, just ahead of SRT-Vroom, who's picked up a full second penalty. Okay, so that's going to cost him coming down Conrod Straight at Mount Panorama. As we jump down through the field, we've got Cornerslut in 5th in that Demon. He is flying, trying to keep up with our race leaders, pushing that car to its absolute limits. We've got Scuba in 6th place, making his way down the straight. We've seen a bunch of different speeds throughout the cars. The Camaro managing to hit, I believe, a top speed of 322 kilometres before it needs to brake. The Dodge Demon hitting about 319 to 320, depending on who's got the, kahunas to brake late. And the Mustang only managing to hit about 316 down the end of the straight there. So a little bit of difference in top speed throughout the cars, which will add up to time throughout this race. We've got a long way to go. We're on lap 10 of 38. So we see Big Pooh coming underneath the Armorall arch, making his way through the final corner. Zappo had that error before. We saw Big Pooh manage to get past him, and now JK Stewie is sniffing, making himself known behind Zappo. Osto, oh, big moment! Whoa, sideways as anything. Manages to hold it. How the hell has he kept that on the road? That's a huge moment for Osto. Flacker, he's come out of nowhere. He was in 15th 2 seconds ago. But now he's challenging Osto too, and we can see the pressure that he's put on him because he's absolutely lost it going sideways, trying to stay out of trouble. So we go back to our race leader. Battles all over the track, front, mid, back. There's battles everywhere. But right now, Sparks has got clean air, and he almost looks to be catching up to the cars at the back of the grid already by lap 11. Absolutely flying. So we see that his previous lap was a 1:57.1, new fastest lap. Juzzy making his way now around the final corner. He's going to need to start putting on some pressure to catch up to Sparks. Can't allow him to have too much free air. So we've got Mighty Bob now making his way around. We can see the first of our pitters. SRT-Vroom's into the pits early. He's getting off those softs. Must have been chewing them real hard in that Camaro, as we see Corner Slut overtake him as he makes his way into the pits. Bit of a way down the pit lane here, as we can see him finally making it up to his team. They're going to change those tyres out. He's going to jump onto the mediums, so that way he's got the two mandatory tyres, and if he needs to do another pit, then he'll jump back on the softs and maybe a splash and dash for the finish. So he comes out in 5th place. Very, very well-timed pit strategy right there, actually. You can see he's only lost one position to Corner Slut up ahead, and now he's a pit stop ahead. More fuel, might be able to make it a bit longer, so maybe a little bit of a tactical move there by SRT-Vroom. So we see Gary in 6th place now, pushing up. Big Easy in 7th. Legendary Berry making his way up to Hell's Corner also. He's running just barely faster than his best lap so far, running green by 0.0001. And Big Pooh in 9th place, making his way around Hell's Corner now quite nicely. Love that car. It just sounds fantastic around Bathurst. And we've got Zappo in 10th. He had a bit of an error a couple of laps ago. He's looking to make up some time and catch back up to Big Pooh, get that position back as he uses all the road, takes it wide, takes it in, and pushes the throttle as hard as he can, making his way up through the cutting. JK Stewie looks like he's had a bit of a slow entry into that corner there. Whether he didn't quite have the line or maybe he just overcooked it a little bit. Oh, he's clipped the wall. That's going to push him out wide. That's not ideal. As we move down through the grid, we've got Scuba in 12th place, looking to try and catch JK if he can. Osto followed very closely there by Flacker. Wow, it's on. What a battle at the back of the pack. The Mustangs having a great fight. We're on lap 12 of 38. Whoa, Osto's made a costly mistake. Rubbing the wall, you see the smoke go flying off the side of the car. Flacker hanging in there. Really putting on the pressure to Osto. We saw him get absolutely sideways down the end of Conrod on the previous run through. See if he can continue to keep putting their pressure on Osto and see if he can make a mistake, as Osto seems to be making a bit of ground over him on the top of the mountain. But Snipes is still there as well. So anything could happen in the back of the pack. Let's jump back to our race leader, who's almost on them already. Running purple once again. It's a new theme for Sparks today with that purple livery absolutely dazzling in the sun. Making his way down through Forest Elbow, absolutely flying, using all the track, getting the car a little bit sideways and still out without touching the wall. Juzzy almost doing the same thing. So maybe there's a bit of rubble on the track there. It's causing some of those Camaros to get a little bit loose, as we see Mighty Bob with a penalty to serve down Conrod. That's not going to help him for chasing down Juzzy and Spark, as we see Corner Slut now making his way around. SRT-Vroom, a little bit sketchy down there, but he's managed to hang on to it. Good run through Forest Elbow, but he's kept that car straight, so no issues for him. Putting the foot down and using all of that V8 power. We've got Gary in 6th place making his way down the mountain now. As we can see, Mighty Bob's jumped himself into the pits. He started on the mediums. 20% fuel left. So a good call for him to go swap onto some softs and maybe make up some ground throughout strategy with using the pits. We see Legendary Berry making his way out of the Forest Elbow corner there, coming down onto Conrod Straight. Big Pooh not too far behind. Zappo in 9th place. Running his best lap so far, but he's being chased down by Big Easy. Scuba, he wants to get on in that action. He's going to need to push that car. He's also going his fastest lap so far. Running green himself. So we jump back down through the grid. JK Stewie into 12th place. Still moving that demon around. Osto and Flack are still having a battle at the back. It's been the last 3 laps, so I think Flacker has just been right in that rear view mirror for Osto, and he's really under a lot of pressure. As we see Snipes making his way down through the dipper as we jump back to our race leader, who's coming down onto Conrod, not too far behind Flacker and Osto, so he's going to be coming up to his second set of lap traffic after getting past Snipes on that lap just then. Juzzy's also passed him as well. So these guys are going to start coming up into more and more lap traffic as this race continues. We're only at lap 14 of 38. And our race leaders are already lapping cars. Corner Slut making his way down. Conrod Straight in 3rd place. Look at that demon go. Mighty Bob into 4th. He's done a pit stop. We've got SRT-Vroom in 5th place. He's got him in eyesight. He can see Mighty Bob. Can he chase him down? Mighty Bob's now on the softs. Gary in 6th coming down the mountain. Big gap in between 6th and 5th. So we see Corner Slut now hitting the pits. He's jumping off the softs. He'll be onto the mediums. That's going to put him back behind Mighty Bob, who's hit the lap before. Legendary Berry in 7th place. And now we've got Big Pooh, another one of the demons. He's still out in front of Zappo. He's got a bit more of a gap than he had in the last couple of laps, so he's making a bit of ground. Zappo now being chased by Big Easy. What's happened to JK Stewie? He's lost a couple of positions. Big Easy up into 10th. As he makes his way underneath the Armour All Arch. We've got Scuba in 11th. Things are starting to heat up here. And we've got JK Stewie. Might have had a bit of a moment. He's dropped a few positions as he makes his way around to start lap 15. Osto still being chased by Flacker. That battle. Oh, as Osto gets the car up on 2 wheels. That was a big whoa, how you doing moment. He's managed to hold on to it. A few more scrapes and he would like to admit on the front of that car, but Flacker, as he makes the move. Oh, here we go. The battle's on. Flacker going for the inside dive to finish lap 14. Osto getting the run around the outside somehow. This battle's still on. He's not going anywhere. He's going to have the chance to dive up the inside here. Does he get it done? Not sure. We'll jump back to our race leader who's right behind him. So Flacker didn't quite get the move up the inside of Osto, but now they're battling. They're going to be driving a little bit slower. Not that that's going to be any issue for Sparks, as we've seen him running 157s quite consistently as we look to the right-hand side. He's going to be on these guys in a matter of moments. See the blue flags out there with the marshals as Sparks makes his way around. Juzzy chasing him down also. Bit of a shallow line through there, but getting a really good run. Mighty Bob down further. SRT-Vroom in 4th, followed by Corner Slut in 5th. We've got Gary in 6th place. Legendary Berry in 7th. Big Pooh in 6th. Big Easy in 9th place. We've got Scuba not too far behind there in 10th. Zappo in 11th. JK Stewie in 12th. Osto in 13th, followed very closely by Flacker, but now our race leader is right on the back of him. So things are heating up. Sparks wants to get past. He needs as much time as possible to keep himself up into first place as he makes the move past Flacker, absolutely flying down Conrod. As we mentioned, that Camaro does have a little bit more top end, but he had a really good exit, even though he was in traffic. Managed to get the move done. Flacker, some very good driving there, making sure he wasn't holding up the race leader, but also not ruining his own race, having a good run. Osto now under fire by Sparks. We're coming to the final corner of lap 16 for Sparks. Obviously 15 for Osto and Flacker. Our race leader continuing to drive the wheels off that car. So we see Juzzy in second place hit the pits with 1% fuel left. He was running on the softs for a very long time, as far as he could go. I don't think the tyres were the problem for him. I think he's just run out of gas. So we'll see the team take those wheels off, put on the mediums, and Mighty Bob now, with the earlier pit stop a few laps ago, out in front. So he's moved up to second. Juzzy's now into third as we see him put those mediums on just to be compliant for the race. Of course, all drivers must use softs and mediums in this race, just like every other for the rest of the season. And of course, this being the finale, the Enduro Mount Panorama. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, this has been absolute fantastic racing so far. Of course, in the Bathurst 1000, real teams juggle co-drivers, fuel and tyres, where SSR is 38 laps. So it's like a mini Bathurst 1000, where consistency and tyre strategy is what's going to make you the king. But of course, these guys have to do this stint all by themselves. You see Legendary Berry making his way through Hell's Corner there, followed by Big Pooh. Ooh, it's a little bit squirrely coming into the corner, runs it a bit wide. It's an opportunity for Big Pooh to make up a couple of seconds here. Coming up through the cutting, really driving the wheels off that demon, doing everything he can to catch Legendary Berry. Oh, as he scrapes the wall, that's going to cost him a little bit of time. But he's making good ground, as we can see the battle continue. Down through the dipper, Legendary Berry cuts it a bit short. You can see that Camaro sliding through the corners, and look at how much time Big Pooh's managed to pull in. Lap 17, and it's on. This is exciting. As we come down now through Forest Elbow, getting ourselves onto Conrod Straight. Big Pooh should well be in range of slipstream distance here. He's going to want to use as much of that as possible, so we know the Camaro's got a little bit more top end, but if he can stay in that slipstream and hang on to him, he might be able to make up a bit more ground on the next lap. Heavy braking zone here. Those discs will be absolutely glowing as he pulls that big monster of a car up. As we go underneath the Armour All Arch once again, coming around the final corner. Goes Big Pooh, making a bit of a move, looking to gain a bit of ground on Legendary Berry. Had a little bit of a sideways moment in that final corner. Not quite enough. Whoa, as we see, another one of our pitters, Scuba's managed to go past Big Easy, who's needed to go and grab some fuel. Zappo's in the pits as well. We'll go have a look at them in a second. As Zappo makes his way up the mountain. We've got JK Stewie looking to jump a few positions. with both Big Easy and Zappo in the pits. So we can see Big Easy having a bit of a tyre change there. He started on the softs, he's going to change to the mediums. Zappo on the opposite strategy, but they're both in the pits at the same time. Started on the mediums, he's going to the softs. You see he's got to put a bit of fuel in and then he'll be able to take off. So these guys are going to have a bit of a battle. So we continue down through the field. We've got Flacker, who's managed to get back in front of Osto once again, and it looks like he's got a very healthy gap. So Osto's had a couple of moments. So we see Mighty Bob now in second place, looking to lap Osto. Sparks managed to do it a few laps ago. Here he comes and across the line. Osto moving out of the way, letting Mighty Bob go. So he makes his way around. We're at lap 19 of 38. We continue to watch these cars push it to the absolute limit here. The final round, round 8 of the SSR V8 Supercars Championship. It's been a fantastic series so far. First series for Southern Star Racing, and wow, we've made a lot of friends, had a lot of fun, a few laughs, and I'm starting to think that some of these guys are starting to get faster and faster as we see SRT-Vroom running a purple on the Mighty Bob's current fastest lap of a 1:57.114. So Mighty Bob snuck into the new fastest lap as well. We move down through the grid. We've got Gary in 6th place, followed by Scuba. We can see Legendary Berry and Big Pooh both in the pits with very low fuel. Again, alternate tyre strategies between the teams. They seem to be coming very, very close into the pits regardless, which has been quite interesting. There's Big Pooh getting a new set of wheels. He's run that Demon very, very low, but his teammates opted to stay out. So JK Stewie doing another lap from his teammate who's coming with 2% fuel. So maybe JK Stewie's managed to save quite a bit of fuel sitting in his teammate's slipstream earlier. Although it did look like Big Pooh was the one benefiting from that at the very start of the race. We see our race leader now making his way down pit lane. Only 2% fuel left for him also. Of course, we've got the pit limiter speed, so it does take the cars a little bit of time once they enter into pit lane before they actually get in to their team to change the wheels and put that special go-go juice in the car. We see Mighty Bob now take the race lead for the first time tonight. Lap 20 of 38. He did pit a lot earlier than the rest of the cars, so maybe it's part of his strategy to get out in the front. Will he be able to make it to the end, or is he going to need another stop? We'll have to wait and see. The Spark makes his way up the mountain, followed now by Juzzy, who's not too far behind him. SRT-Vroom also in the battle. 1 through 4. Still all in contention for the race at the moment. CornersIt in 5th, making his way up to Hell's Corner. As you can see, Gary just behind him entering the pits himself. It's allowed Scuba to go past Gary while he's getting some tyre and fuels. Now he's going to have a run up the mountain. Here comes Gary. Quick tyre change, very, very fast by the team there, putting the fuel in the car. And we can see Legendary Berry and Big Pooh looking to make their way past Gary if they can. Is he going to be able to get out in front of him? It looks like he does. So he's made a good exit out of there. Very fast pit stop by the team. Of course, Big Pooh having a fantastic drive at the moment. He just pit on that last lap. So he's going to be looking to go to the end. JK Stewie still hasn't come in. I thought a lap ago that he was almost out of fuel, but he's still going. Big Easy in 11th, chasing him down. Zappo in 12th. Wow, these cars are absolutely flying. There's Flacker in 13th, under fire now once again from Spark after he's had his pit stop. He's going to need to get past Flacker once again. We see Osto into the pits in the background. While Flacker's doing everything he can to try and outrun Sparks. But Sparks is absolutely flying. Is he going to get the dive up the inside? Yes, he is, and Flacker's pulled out. You can see he's put his blinker on there to let him know, hey mate, your corner, all good. Some great driver etiquette there. So we see Sparks flying now, trying to gun down Mighty Bob. He wants first place back. Juzzy making his way up the mountain. He'll have to navigate Flacker and some more lap traffic as well. Using all of the track there. SRT-Vroom. Likewise. Whoa! Maybe a little bit too much. A little bit of a scrape. We saw the Sparks go flying. There's Cornerslut now making his way up the mountain. Pushing the limits of that demon. Absolutely got it set up and flying as we see Dirt go across the road. Just grabbed a little bit too much of the curb. As we see Gary only just barely come out in front of Scuba, who's come out of the pits. So he's managed to jump a spot there from the pit stop. Legendary Berry in 8th place. Followed by Big Pooh. Flying up into Hell's corner. Trying to get right underneath the bumper of Legendary Berry so he gets a good run down the straight. He's going to have to make up some time across the top to get there. As we go down the order, we've got Big Easy in 10th, who's just managed to go past JK Stewie, and Zappo has too, so JK Stewie's really starting to drop off the pace a little bit. I wonder if he's had a bit of an incident. Oh no! Talk about an incident. He's run out of fuel. Oh, is he coasting along? He must be eating some KFC or something. What's going on there? What an error. He was having a fantastic drive until he's completely shat the bed and ran out of fuel. Mate, they've got dials and gauges. Maybe there was an error in the car, but come on. You need go-go juice to go. As we see Flacker coming out of the pits now in 13th place. He's going to be looking to make full advantage of JK Stewie just coasting around this lap before he can get back into the pits. Osto's going to see if he can also catch up to him too, because a lap around here with no fuel is very, very slow. And Snipes in 15th going underneath the Armour All Arch, making his way around the final corner for lap 20 for himself. We go back to our race leader who's on lap 22. Coming down Conrod now, Mighty Bob, our championship leader. He's out in front in points and now he's out in front in the lap. Currently got the fastest time. Really pushing that car hard and fast. Sparks, not to be outdone. He's been our race leader for so much of this race so far, running purples almost every second lap. So he's going to want to do everything he can to try and catch back up to Mighty Bob, put the challenge to him and see if he can get some valuable points and finish in second, possibly first if something happens to Mighty Bob. We'll have to wait and see. But it does look like it all seems to be a bit wrapped up there for the Mighty Bob. We go down through the grid. We've got Juzzy in 3rd, followed by SRT-Vroom very closely there. Runs it a little bit wide, but he's going to be in the slip coming up to start lap 23. Oh, as he has a little bit of a moment coming out of turn 1. His car a little bit crossed up. He manages to hold it. Corner Slut going to jump on board, have a listen to this Dodge Demon wind itself up the mountain. As we see that car get a little bit sideways, but he's got control of it. We're going to continue down through the grid. We've got Scuba, 6th place. He's just starting to make his way up the mountain. He's followed by Gary in 7th. Lap 23 or 28, we're starting to get to the tail of this event. Big Pooh in 8th, followed very closely by Legendary Berry. He's managed to get past him on that previous lap. Those Camaros starting to get a little bit squiggly. Maybe those tyres with a bit of wear, proving it to be a little bit challenging here at Mount Panorama. Zappo, 11th place. Flacker in 12th, making his way down the mountain. First of the Mustangs, followed by Osto in 13th. He's got a bit of ground to make up before he can catch on to the back of Flacker. So we see JK Stewie now into the pits. As we saw, no fuel. And Osto's had a moment. Wow, he's not having the best run. So we see Snipes grinding the wall. Race leaders pass again. And some fantastic driver etiquette there, but obviously it's going to be a bit costly on the paint repairs, as we see JK Stewie now putting in the go-go juice, just enough to get to the end. Only 68% he reckons. So he now comes out in 15th place on lap 22. He's going to have to drive the wheels off that thing to grab some places back. We've got Snipes, Osto and Flacker to catch in the Mustangs. We'll see if he can do it. It's a good challenge. We go back to our race leader, the Mighty Bob. Absolutely flying. Out in first. Very consistent times, as we can see over the right hand side. 157s all day, all week. Tell you what, he is having a great race tonight. Started in 3rd place. He's made his way up into first with some good strategy and some very consistent driving. Keep in mind, this being a 38 lap Enduro, grip levels will change as laps build. We'll see more tarmac down, more rubble across, so all sorts of things are going to happen as this race progresses. There'll be slippery spots, there'll be grippy spots. As the track temps will also be changing. Continue down through our grid, looks like Juzzy and SRT-Vroom. Not quite in a battle yet, but questions there as we see Cornerslat and Flacker managed to get down the dipper there without any issue. Flacker taking the route down the middle, and we've got Scuba in 6th place, making his way up. Gary in 7th. Followed by Big Pooh and Legendary Berry. Here comes Zappo making his way up the mountain. Big Easy with another penalty. He's had quite a few of these so far. So he's managed to get a 2nd penalty, and he's got it quite early. So I wonder where he's managed to do that, as we see Flacker do a little bit of off-roading. Now Osto, opportunity to catch up. Battle still on at the end. A lot of damage on that Mustang. Not the ideal race for him. Oh, as we see another error from Osto. Had the opportunity there to make some ground on Flacker, and he's completely bent it into the wall. Very easy to do. Get a little bit sideways, put a wheel on the dirt, and a bit too much of the go-go pedal, and it's very easy to spin. You see JK Stewie now trying to make up ground on Snipes after having his fuel error. Crikey. He's going to have to drive that thing really fast. We go back to our race leader once again, lap 25 of 38. We're getting towards the end. Mighty Bob out in front. Looks like he's got a very healthy gap. Oh, as we see him coming into the pits. So, his alternate strategy. He did pit early. He must be running low on fuel. There we go. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 26%. He's on the softs. I believe he started on the medium, so he might even grab another set of softs, do a bit of a splash and dash, and see if he can get across the line. As we go back to 2nd place, Sparks. Sparks is now going to be able to take the race lead back from Mighty Bob. All right, so things just got elevated here, ladies and gentlemen, as we start lap 26. Sparks now back out in front. Mighty Bob putting in the go-go juice. He's only put in 89%. Oh, Looks like it's going to be a close spot there between Juzzy and Mighty Bob. Yeah, he's not too far in the background. Mighty Bob's come out in front. We saw them jump up and down there a little bit in pit lane. Juzzy chasing down Mighty Bob. SRT-Vroom now with a half-second penalty. These guys pushing the cars to the absolute limit, using all the track available, and sometimes just a little bit too much. Very costly, those penalties, especially down Conrod, as we see them come flying up the mountain. All right, corner start across the line. He's starting lap 26 now. In 5th place. First of the Dodge Demons. Scuba in 6th, making his way around. Just coming underneath the Armour All Arch before he navigates the final corner. Looks like he's chasing down Osto. He'll get past him in no time, that's for sure. We go down through the order once again. We've got Gary in 7th place, followed by Big Pooh. Legendary Berry in 9th. Zappo in 10th place. Looks like there's a bit of lap traffic throughout all this grid at the moment, which is keeping things very interesting. Everyone's got to navigate them and get past. We've got Big Easy in 11th. Followed very closely by Mighty Bob in 2nd. So, the traffic is going to become one of the big things that's going to be, as we see him pull over and let him past. Great driver etiquette there from all our drivers tonight. We've seen some really good racing. Flacker, 12th place, making his way down. Having a great run. First of the Mustangs, out in front, ahead of Osto. A lot of damage on that Mustang. He'll be kicking himself. He's made quite a few errors. As we go down through the grid, we've got Snipes still ahead of JK Stewie. And he's got a long distance to go to catch up to those Mustangs. As we jump now back to our race leader, Spark, making his way up the mountain. But someone's lurking in the background there. Looks to be like the Mighty Bob is starting to gain some ground on Spark, as we are now on lap 27 to 38 for our race leaders. Making their way up Mount Panorama. Not much longer left to go in this race, just 11 more laps as we start to make our way across the very top of the mountain. As we move down the field, we can see Mighty Bob there, running purple, really pushing on the speed to catch up to Spark. He's already got the fastest lap of the race tonight so far, with 1:57.114, running purple right now as he tries to make up the ground on Spark, and you can see it there on film of how much ground he's actually managed to make just across the top of the mountain. We might see Sparks, remember, I believe he looks to have been doing a one-stop strategy where Mighty Bob did swap onto another set of softs. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes as we continue down the field. Juzzy in 3rd, SRT-Vroom in 4th place, making his way down Conrod. There's Corner Slut coming across the top of the mountain now in 5th. As we go down the order, we can see the gap spreading further and further from our race leaders. We've got Scuba making his way up the mountain. Looked like a slow exit out of that corner there. Wondering if he had a slight slide. As we continue down the field, we've got Gary in 7th, followed by Big Pooh. You can see there, Juzzy's just made his way into the pits. Swapping off those mediums to run softs to the finish. As we continue with the order, we've got 9th place Legendary Berry making his way up behind Big Pooh. Not too much of a gap between 7th, 8th and 9th, but not really close enough to make any use of slipstream at this point. In 10th place we have Zappo. Also making his way up the mountain, a little bit of a slide. Manages to hold it. Great car control. Big Easy into 11th place. And then we've got Flacker, the first of the Mustangs. He's currently on lap 26, so he's a lap down from our race leaders. Possibly 2 now that I believe Spark's gone past that line. Osto in 13th place, not having the best race tonight. But let's see if he can put together a couple of good laps to catch up. And then we've got Snipes in 14th, and it looks Looks like our race leader is right behind him. There he is. And Mighty Bob making use of that lap traffic. Now he's right all over the back of Sparks. He did look faster across the top on the previous lap, and he did go faster. Look at that, a 1:56.53. Whoa! As Mighty Bob swerves around the traffic there, trying to stay as much slipstream as possible, hanging right onto the rear spoiler of Sparks there. It was a good battle. Things are starting to heat up towards the end. It's on. As we jump on board with Mighty Bob. Underneath the Armour All Arch. Around the final corner. As we finish lap 28. A bit of a moment there, but he's held it. He's done real well. Run out of that first corner is ideal, especially running up this straight. Looks like he's just slightly dropped back from Spark. I'm not sure if he's quite close enough for the slipstream coming up the mountain. Braking hard into Hell's Corner. Pitching the car right and getting on the gas. And having a great run up the mountain here. Slightly clipped the wall coming around that corner. Continue down the field, but Juzzy making his way up to Hell's Corner now. So a bit of a gap between second and third. Looks like a similar size gap back to fourth as well. And he's running himself a purple sector, so SRT-Vroom is on the move late into the race. Cornerslut in fifth, not too far behind, trying his best to hang on to the back of that Camaro as well. Of course, he is the first of the Dodge Demons at the moment. We start to come down to the tail end. Ooh, as he clips the wall and gets the car very sideways, manages to hang on to it as well. As we see Scuba now making his way up the mountain. And here we go, we called it before. They weren't quite close enough earlier, but now Gary, Big Pooh, and Legendary Berry look all to be within range of slipstream distance now as they start to battle towards the end of this magnificent race that we've been having so far. Lap 29 of 38, as we can see Big Pooh really starting to put on some pressure on the back of Gary. Berry doing what he can to try and stay in this fight, waiting for someone to make a mistake. Oh, but unfortunately he's made it first. As he clips that wall, it's going to cost him a bit of time, so he's dropping back now from this new little battle pack that's happening in 7th and 8th. We've got Gary and Big Pooh battling it out across the top of the mountain, trying to get as many valuable points as they can before the end of this series. Of course, today is their last chance as Big Pooh really putting on some pressure now, right up the back of Gary. Looking for an opportunity to get a run. Get a clean run out of here, down the back straight. Will the Demon have enough horsepower to get himself around that Camaro by the end? Zappo also coming down onto Conrad now. Not too far away from him, but definitely not close enough. It's like a little battle in the background just there, and it's our race leaders, Spark and Mighty Bob, having a drag down the straight. Oh, here we go. On lap 30. The battle continues. Mighty Bob and Spark giving this track absolutely everything they got. Oh, we see them get a little bit connected there, and Mighty Bob taking out one of the brake markers. This is a great battle. Ooh, looks like Mighty Bob's got an inside line here up on Spark. Didn't quite get it done in that corner. Making good use of the draft there, looking for an opportunity to get around him. Thinks better of it before going into turn 1 side by side there. We'll have another run across the top of the mountain. Mighty Bob waiting for his opportunity to attack. Oh, as he gets himself out into the slippery stuff, out near the wall. Lots of marbling out there, but it looks like Spark hasn't had the best run out of there either. Mighty Bob's attack continues. Oh, as we see Sparks go flying across the wall. These two are absolutely putting everything out on the line right now. And finally, a little bit of breathing room for Spark as Mighty Bob makes a slight error there, tagging another wall. Oh, and a bit of a slide around that corner. That's not going to give him the ideal exit. Sam a little bit more breathing room. So Sparks out in first place. Mighty Bob in second. Looking to capitalise on any opportunity that he can. Looks like he's starting to wind that gap back in already. Going to be able to keep up the pressure longer. Spark going to be able to hold off Mighty Bob for another couple of laps. Or is Mighty Bob going to find his opportunity and get past Spark? And there it is. He made the move the last lap up towards the inside, and Spark just didn't quite have the pace around that corner. Left himself really open, and Mighty Bob's dove in, taking full advantage of that opportunity, and now he's passed for the lead. So the battle continues. Now Spark putting the pressure on the Mighty Bob. Hang on to that rear wing as they make their way up the mountain on lap 32. I wasn't expecting it to be this close at the very end, but these two have been battling it out all series. Looks like Sparks not quite being able to keep up the pace at the moment. He seems to be dropping back from Mighty Bob. Maybe it's a question of tyres. Mighty Bob getting a bit of a gap. Coming down the mountain, absolutely flat out. We go down through the grid. Juzzy still comfortably in third with a huge gap over fourth. His way across the top. There's SRT-Vroom making his way up, followed by SRT. He's made up some time. Scuba just making his way up the mountain, followed by Gary going across the start finish line to commence lap 32, followed by Big Pooh and Legendary Berry. So Big Pooh's dropped off the back of Gary ever so slightly, and Legendary Berry's made up a little bit of ground. Oh, as we see the Demon get a little bit sideways, we continue down through our grid. There's Zappo in 10th, followed by Big Easy. Ooh. See the car getting a little bit sideways once again. Some of these tyres might be at the end of their life. As we see cars sliding all over the place. There's Flacker making his way up the mountain in, was 12th, now 11th. Oh, something's happened. Something's happened up the front of the track. We're getting some information over Teams Radio at the moment now. We'll bring you all that info very shortly as we continue down through our grid. We've got JK Stewie 13th, Snipes in 14th, so JK Stewie's managed to make up a position. But Sparks now back in the race lead, and Mighty Bob's gone. He's had an engine failure. He's out of the race. We'll find out some more information shortly, but that's going to be a DNF. Unfortunate. He must have been pushing that car just a little bit too hard, and he's broken something. The car's come off into the breakdown lane. Mechanics are there, but they've ruled it out. He won't be back. So that's handing Sparks the victory here, as we did see Mighty Bob manage to make the move on the previous lap. But now here at lap 33 of 38, he is out of the race. Official DNF. That's it from his mechanic. He said they've blown the engine. It is gone and will not be back to finish this race. What a shame for the team and the driver. He was having a fantastic run of it. Just got himself up into first place. Had the previous fastest lap as well. So, wow, what a real shame. But these things happen in racing. As we are now with our race leader, Sparks, making his way down. We've got Juzzy gone up into second now. He's gone past where Mighty Bob's cars come off on lap 33. Wow, what a shame. He was having a fantastic race. As Juzzy now makes his way down Conrod, he'll be happy with gaining that extra position. SRT-Vroom now up into third. He'll be on the podium if he can manage to hold off Corner Slut and Scuba. Well, it looks like he has opened a little bit more of a gap than Corner Slut as well. He makes his way down Conrod. And here he is, Corner Slut. Not as far back as I thought, but yeah, he's going to have some work to do. He's going to catch him and make a podium by the end of this race. Only a few more laps remaining. We go down through our grid. Scuba in 5th place, making his way down the mountain. Gary in 6th. Coming up on some lap traffic. He's just behind Flacker now. So been having a pretty good run in that Mustang here. He's got it set up. Legendary Berry coming through from behind as well. He's not too far back. He's going to want to be putting on some pressure onto the back of Gary now that Big Pooh's dropped out of that fight. Legendary Berry's gone up another position as they start to make their way onto the back of Flacker. Legendary Berry right up onto the back of Gary now. He'll be in that slipstream down Conrod. Big opportunity for him. Gary's going to have to push this car hard and fast. See him trying to catch that Mustang up ahead. Oh, absolutely flat out. Grabs a little bit of curb there as well. Onto the brakes quite hard. Legendary Berry almost forced to make a move around the outside to avoid making contact, but they've managed to get around there together as Flacker concedes that position for Gary and runs it wide to let Legendary Berry through as well. There's Big Pooh making his way now across the finish line to start lap 34 for himself. Zappo in 9th place. Boys, he's run the car a little bit wide and across the grass. Not too much to unsettle the car there, but now we've got Big Easy in distance there to strike as they both come on to some more lap traffic chasing down Oster. See Flacker just allowing those other cars past before. Osto now under fire from some faster cars, I should say. JK Stewie up in a 13th. He's doing well to catch a couple of cars now after having that fueling issue before. As we go back to our race leader, Sparks, well out in front now. He must be having a sigh of relief. Got plenty of breathing room, but the race isn't over yet. We're at lap 35 or 38. Can't afford to become complacent right now. You see those lap times have really dropped off for himself. He's been doing 159s and 201s the last couple of laps. I'd assume that it could be his tyres are just quite worn. As we go back, we can see Juzzy now coming up onto some lap traffic as well. He's got onto the back of Big Easy. Cars out in front are starting to look a little bit slidey, so I'd say they could be coming to the sort of tail end of grip for their tyres. So they're going to want to be careful not to make big mistakes, as we are at the very end of this championship and this race. Only a few more laps remaining. See Big Easy taking advantage of a bit of slip there from the faster drivers. Him stay away from the cars behind as we see SRT-Vroom now making his way down Conrod, absolutely flying flat out down the straight. Corner Cornerslut not too far behind him in fourth. Making up some ground, but I don't know if he's going to have enough. Timer is slowly ticking over. We've got Scuba in fifth, making his way across the skyline. Ooh, looks to be a slight incident with the wall there. Mr. Barrier has been catching a few cars out here and there. We've got Gary now under heavy pressure from Legendary Berry. Waiting for his opportunity to strike at Gary. See if he can get a better run out of Forest Elbow and get a good run down the straight. We see Gary lock up a little bit, gets his car slightly sideways. Hasn't hindered him too much. We keep going down through the order. Big Pooh, who was in this battle earlier, has dropped back a considerable amount now. Zappo trying to chase him down. He's got some work to do that. But he's just in front of Juzzy. Juzzy obviously just getting past Big Easy not too long ago. So we continue down through the order. Hang on, we've got Zappo now running as fast as he can. Big Easy was sort of trying to get a bit of a toe from Juzzy. So we might still have a little bit of a battle towards the tail end of the field. So we keep continuing down. We've got Flacker in 11th place. Followed by Osto in 12th. Oh, and he's clipped the wall as well coming down there. A lot of damage on that Mustang. And JK Stewie's closed the gap. He looks like he might be able to attack Osto shortly soon too. The big demon winds itself up for the run down Conrod. Go down through the grid. We've got Snipes in 14th making his way across the top. And our race leader, who's currently on lap 37 of 38. So we are almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost finished with this race as our race leader makes his way up Bathurst for the second last time tonight. The mountain has been an absolute mission for our drivers here today. We've seen it claim one car and make a lot of victims of a few drivers as well. Continue down the grid. Juzzy in second, making his way up the mountain, followed by SRT-Vroom. Only 2 laps remaining. That podium is looking pretty close to being locked in. The only person who might be able to contest it and get himself up there is Cornerslut if SRT-Vroom makes a mistake. As he makes his way up the mountain, he's pushing that demon absolutely everything it's got, using all the track and a little bit extra. That's unfortunate. He's just claimed a little bit of the barrier. That's going to slow him down and hinder his efforts of catching SRT-Vroom as we continue down our grid. Scuba 5th, Gary in 6th, still under pressure from Legendary Berry. These guys have been battling for the last couple of laps. As they now start lap 37. Big Pooh, a little bit of distance back, and we can see our race leader, he's about to start his final lap. Continue down the order. Zappo in 9th, Big Easy just serving a little penalty there in 10th. Flacker in 11th, a couple of laps down. JK Stewie's made it past Osto, so he's had another moment somewhere. There it is, right up against Mr. Barrier. We've said the mountain's been tough, but it's been really rough on some of our drivers. As we continue down through the order, we've got Snipes in 14th place. We go back to our race leader, coming around Mount Panorama for the very final time here. What a championship this has been as we jump on board with Sparks. What an amazing race this has been. And a fantastic victory for Sparks. All he has to do is get this car across the line. have that race win under his belt. We'll have to wait and see how the championship points are all divvied out now that we've seen a DNF from the Mighty Bob. Did have a bit of a lead over the next couple of cars in the championship, so we'll let that all unravel as we are celebrating the race win, 38 lap endurance race, the final round of the Southern Star Racing V8 Supercars. Everyone give him a bit of a round of applause. Sparks has managed an amazing victory here today at Mount Panorama, getting the win over the top of Juzzy here, having a fantastic battle with Mighty Bob before he had some engine troubles there. And he comes around the final corner. That's him, ladies and gentlemen, our race winner, Sparks. Congratulations, mate. Well done. What a race. And here comes Juzzy underneath the Underall Arch, making his way around the final corner. Looks to have made up a fair bit of ground on the back of Sparks over those last few laps, but not enough to take the win. Second place for him. Well done, Juzzy. SRT-Vroom making his way now around the final corner. That will be our podium, ladies and gentlemen. Sparks in first, Juzzy second, and SRT-Vroom across the line in third. Well done, podium. What a fantastic race. Honourable mention to MrcornersIt there, coming across the line now in fourth, just off the pace. Scuba in fifth place, making his way down Conrod, with a gap back from that top four. But some fantastic racing all around tonight. It's just been absolutely amazing to watch. Scuba now makes his way down around the final corner. We see a yellow flag out in front. The lap cars might have just had a bit of an incident coming across the line. And Scuba in fifth place, followed by Gary coming down Conrod now. He's managed to hold off Legendary Berry and create himself a little bit of a gap. So this was all the way down the very last lap for battling for positions all throughout the field. Gary across the line in sixth place, followed closely by Legendary Berry, having a fantastic battle. Whoa, as he has a huge moment coming across the final stretch there. We got Big Pooh in 8th, Zappo in 9th, Big Easy 10th, Flacker 11th, JK Stewie 12th, Osto 13th, and we had Snipes in 14th place. So thank you very much for coming and being a part of this amazing championship. Thank you for watching the commentary videos. From everyone here at SSR, we've had a fantastic time racing, and I've had a brilliant time enjoying myself doing some of this commentary as well. So thank you all very much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next series called the So What Cup, which is going to be sponsored by So What Electrical. So make sure you check our socials. Link is in the description. Thank you all very much and have a great night.